Blessings witches, and welcome to the mat. My name is Bethany, I am the Yogi Witch, and today, to celebrate the first new moon of 2025, I am posting a 50-minute long gorgeous vinyasa style practice, really finding some grounding and really tapping in to the new moon energy that is surrounding us today. So this flow is actually from my Magic Through Movement memberships to welcome in the first new moon of 2024. So I really hope that you enjoy it, and if you want to find out about my Magic Through Movement memberships, a kind and inclusive space where we explore our relationship with yoga, with witchcraft and with our mental health, then follow the link in the description box below. Happy flowing, witches. Namaste, beautiful Om Coven. Welcome back to the mat and welcome to today's brand new flow. In today's practice, we're going to work to honour the new moon, the first new moon of 2024. Now, this is a particular beautiful new moon as it is the first one. It is the first one obviously in January. This is a wonderful time to really set our intentions, to really manifest and to focus on everything that we want to welcome in over the next 12 months. So today's practice is going to be a kind of real mixture between peace and power, moving with intention, really embracing the power of our body, the power of our mind, and starting to envision the steps we need to take as we progress throughout the year. So for today's practice, you're going to need just 2 blocks. Remembering, if you don't have any blocks nearby, you can use some books or you can work without. I invite you to light a candle, light some incense, grab any kind of crystals that you like. And then when you're ready, you're going to come to meet me in a comfortable seated position. Perhaps sitting on the sit bones with the ankles crossed, perhaps legs extended, or in hero's pose, anything that feels good to you. But from here, we're going to take a beautiful big roll back with the shoulders. Bring in the hands to the knees and create length through the crown of the head. Opening up today's circle, the practice ahead, by taking a beautiful deep breath in through the nose and a slow breath all the way out. So becoming aware of your breath now, not with any pressure or expectations or looking to change the journey it takes, just become aware of it, where it's going, how it's feeling. Before we then begin to kind of change a little bit this breath journey by finding a balance between inhales and exhales. Using this breath to help us ground. Connect with the energies of the earth, the energies of the heaven, and most importantly, the energies that the new moon is bringing us. That sense of new beginnings, a new chapter. Lending us her power to help heal, to help manifest, and help draw in the powers for the next 12 months. So for today's mantra, we're going to work with the sentence of I am. Super simple, but with so much meaning and power behind it. I am here. I am worthy. I am powerful. I am in the right place at the right time. I am on my path. So many possibilities with this word. And as it's such a powerful mantra, we're going to remind ourselves of it throughout today's practice, maybe out loud, maybe in your mind. 2 little words. I am. And then starting to welcome in a little bit of movement. We're going to take a beautiful big roll back with those shoulders once more, sending them back down the spine. And then from here, we drop chin to chest and start to take some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose, opening up those airways, opening up those energy channels, allowing the chakras to ignite, to awaken. And then bringing in a little bit of a neck stretch, we're gently going to allow the right shoulder to roll, the right ear even to roll over to the right shoulder. And find that gorgeous stretch running down the left-hand side of the neck. Again, taking some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Before we gently roll the head back into the center and then roll left ear to the left shoulder. Gently roll the head back to the center before we roll the head all the way up. Take a big circle back with those shoulders. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And a slow sigh out. Beautiful. If the eyes are closed, we're going to gently blink them open here, hands to the knees, and we're going to start to take some seated cat-cows. So inhale to pull that chest all the way forward, arching into the spine. And then exhale to round into it, pulling that belly button to the back of the ribs. Keep this movement going. Inhale, bring the body forwards. And then exhale, send it back. 3 more times. Final time. Gently bringing that chest back to the center. We're going to pull the arms to the sky. So really pull the fingertips towards that new moon. Inhale. Exhale, lean over to the left-hand side of your mat, bending into that left elbow, keeping those sit bones rooted, and pull the right arm up and overhead, taking that side body stretch. Beautiful. Before we inhale, pull both arms back to the sky, reaching through those fingers. And then exhale, right hand floats beside us, bend into the elbow and take that side body stretch to the other side. Inhale, roll the body back into the center, keeping the sit bones rooted. This time, we're going to walk the hands all the way forward and begin to forward fold. Maybe you find foreheads to the earth. Maybe you find you're a little bit lifted. That's okay. Just start to relax the body down, keeping those sit bones rooted. We're beginning to open up those glutes, ready for some gorgeous lunges coming in a little bit. Some beautiful forward folds. Inhale to lift the head, Coven. Exhale, roll body up. This time, swing the hands behind the back, interlock the fingers and start to draw the shoulder blades together. Maybe the hands find the mat, and then maybe you add in a little bit of an extra stretch by arching that spine. Keep breathing down to the belly. One more breath. Beautiful. Before we gently bring the chest through center, relax the hands to the mat and come to meet me in a tabletop position. From tabletop, we're going to start to take some spinal waves, really waking up the body, inhaling to arch the spine, and as you do, send hips all the way back to the heels. Exhale, roll the body up. Inhale, arch the spine, hips to heels. Exhale, roll the body up. Take it once more. Before we roll the body back into tabletop, and then from here we're going to pivot right toes over to the right hand side of the mat and extend the left leg behind you, pulling the left arm all the way to the sky. So it's almost like you're coming into a modified side plank. Now from here, it's completely up to you. You might choose to simply pull the left arm up and overhead and focus on a stretch here. Imagine that you're pulling the tippy toes and the fingertips as far away from one another as you can go. Or you might choose to lift the foot all the way up and find a bit of a balance. One pose is not better than the other. It completely depends on what you're searching for. Beautiful. And embracing every wobble, we're going to start to find a balance now. So if that leg's not already lifted, you're going to lift it up here and begin to bend into the knee. Take hold of the foot. First, finding a gorgeous stretch for the hips. You're going to take hold of the foot and start to squeeze the heel a little bit closer towards the hip here. So aiming not to find a back bend, tuck that last rib in. Keep breathing for 2. And for 1. This time we take hold the inside of the foot and start to pull the foot behind us, coming into a back bend. So now you're arching into the spine. Keep breathing here, remembering breath is so important, not only in this practice, but in every practice. It is prana, it is life force. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale, keeping that balance. Pull, whoop, whacking mojito. We pull, and the plant. Left arm up and overhead. Stretch left leg out for 2. And 1. Left hand down. Gently pivot onto the knees. And we're going to take it to the other side. So send left toe to the left hand side. Extend the right leg behind you and pull the right arm first to the sky, exploring where you want to be in your stretch. And then as we begin to pull the right arm up and overhead, maybe you keep the toes down, maybe you find that balance. It is completely up to you. Inhale. Exhale. If that back leg's touching the floor, this time we lift it up and take hold of the foot, beginning to squeeze the heel close to the hip and tucking the last rib in. So we don't want to find the back bend just yet. We want to find that hip opener. Finding your balance. Beautiful. Before we take hold of the inside of the foot, start to pull the foot away from us. Now we arch into that spine. Find that heart opener. Remembering today's mantra, I am. I am open to receive love, to give love. Inhale. Exhale. Reach that right arm up and overhead again. Finding that full body stretch for 3, for 2, and 1. Right hand to the mat, resetting in your tabletop. And then from here, begin to spread through the fingers, press down to the knuckles. 1, 2, 3. We lift the hip bones to the sky, meeting in our first downward facing dog for the practice. So beginning to pedal out the legs, bending into one knee, bending into another, nodding the head yes, shaking it no. Before we gaze to the top of the mat, making your way all the way forwards. Inhale to gaze forwards. Exhale, soften the knees ever so slightly. Wrap your arms around the legs and come to meet me in a forward fold here. So remembering to soften those knees ever so slightly, just so we don't overextend the hamstrings. Giving yourself a little kutch and acknowledgement, gratitude for coming to the mat. Inhale, fingertips to the mat or hands to the shins, gaze forwards. Exhale, bend into the knees, rolling the body to standing, and sweep the arms up and overhead, full body stretch. Left hand takes hold of the right wrist. Inhale for length, keeping the feet grounded. Exhale, lean to the left hand side. Inhale, move through center. Right hand takes hold left. Lean over to the right hand side. Inhale, move back into the center. Exhale, begin to forward fold. And you're going to take hold of the 2 blocks just at the top of your mat. So keep on working on our mobility in that spine. For today's practice, we're going to take some modified and strange cat-cows. Remember, if you don't have blocks nearby, you can bring the hands to the shins. But keeping those legs exactly how they are, on your inhale, going to start to arch the chest, find a little bit of a back bend. And then exhale, round into the shoulders, tuck chin to chest. Inhale, find your cow stretch. Exhale, take cat. Beautiful. Take it once more. And then soften the knees, sending those blocks away for a moment as we place the hands to the mat. Step back to first plank. Press off the toes, drop from the top, drop from the knees, but take your first vinyasa, bending at the elbows, lowering down with control. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, bend into the knees, tuck your toes under. Meet me back in downward facing dog. From here, we're going to bring the big toes to touch and sweep the right leg high to the sky. Bending that knee off to split dog. Now bending it so much that you begin to open up the side body. Perhaps even coming on to those right fingertips as you do so. Look, a little bit of a balance, Coven. Starting us off. Inhale. Beautiful. On your exhale, draw right knee to the chest and step between the thumbs. Lower the back knee down. Inhale, pull the arms to the sky, coming into an Anjaneyasana hold, so squeezing the inner thighs together. Pull the arms towards the sky and tucking that last rib in. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale. Bend into that front knee. Hands come to frame front foot. From here, tuck back toes under. Lift the back leg up and pull the arms to the sky. Come to high lunge. So press that back heel away. tuck that last rib in, feeling so strong here. Inhale. Exhale, hands come to frame front foot. Step back to plank, take a vinyasa. Press off the toes, drop from the top, drop from the knees, but we lower all the way down. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, hip bones to the sky. Downward facing dog. From here, bring the big toes to touch. Inhale, this time we send left leg to the sky, bending the knee off to split dog, really opening up that side body. Maybe, if it's available today, you can come onto those left fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, draw knee to the chest, step between the thumbs, lower the back knee down. Pull the arms to the sky, Anjaneyasana, squeezing those inner thighs together, finding some strength. And then gently relax hands down to frame front foot, tuck back toes under, lift up, meet me in a high lunge. Again, pressing that back heel away, squeeze the inner thighs together. So starting to welcome that strength back into the body, into our practice after the holiday season. One more breath in. And then begin to forward fold, hands frame front foot, excuse me, step back to plank and take a vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, hip bones to the sky, downward facing dog. Once again, we send right leg to the sky, keep it going, bend the knee off, split dog. This time, begin to draw a beautiful big circle with that right knee. Moving, moving and taking it in one direction. And then we move, take it in the other, feeling the strength in your hands for 3, for 2, and for 1. Inhale, open up the side body, maybe coming onto those right fingertips. And then on your exhale, draw knee to the chest, step between the thumbs. Anjaneyasana, low lunge, lower the back knee down. Pulling the arms to the sky. First, we find our strength. And then from here, we're going to bring hands to the knees, or you can bring hands to the hips. Completely up to you, but we're going to start to take some cat-cow stretches here. So lower body stays nice and still. We're just focusing on opening up that heart chakra to the heavens. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale to curve. Remembering, you can bring hands to the knees or hands to the hips. The movement won't be very big here, but that's okay. Take it once more. Before we bring the chest back to the center, wherever your hands are, you're going to bring them to frame front foot, tuck back toes under. Press the back heel away as you meet me in high lunge this time. Inhale, pull the hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to the knees, or the one knee, hands to the hips. Take cat-cow. Now the movement's going to be so minimal here as you take it. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, curve. Really feeling that core fire up. For 3, front leg shaking. For 2. And for 1. Bring the body back to the center, lean forwards, hands come to frame front foot. And then from here, step back to plank. Take your vinyasa, press off the toes, drop from the top, drop from the knees, but we lower down. Inhale, find upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. One more round, Coven, before we take a little rest. Sweep left leg to the sky, bend the knee off to split dog. So really grounding down through the hands here as we begin to draw A beautiful big circle with that left knee. Moving and taking it in one direction. Ooh, we move and take it in the other. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, open up that side body. Yes, you've got it. Exhale, draw knee to the chest. Step between the thumbs. Anjaneyasana, low lunge, lower the back knee down. Pull the arms to the sky, finding a little bit of strength. And then hands to the knees or hands to the hips as we take cat-cow stretches. So inhale, arch the chest. Exhale, curve. So the pelvis will tilt here, but basically we don't want those legs kind of wobbling all out of the place. We just want to focus on that section of the body. Take it once more. Beautiful, almost fell then. Before we bring the chest to center, lean forwards, hands frame front foot, and then come to meet me in high lunge. Press the back heel away, lift the body up. First we pull arms to the sky, squeeze the inner thighs together, finding that grounding with the energies of the earth. And then hands to the knee or hands to the hips. Really minimal movement here as we inhale, arch the chest. Exhale, curve. Keep that back leg nice and strong. Oh, it's hard. Oh, my back leg is shaking. For 3. For 2. Oh, my back leg. I don't know if that's picking up on camera how much my back leg is shaking. And for 1, bring the chest to the center, lean forwards, hands frame front foot, step back to plank, and take your vinyasa. So press off the toes, bend the elbows, lower all the way down. Inhale, find upward dog or cobra. This time on your exhale, bend into the knees. Big toes come to touch as you take the knees a little bit wider. And first we're going to sit hips back to the heels, giving the hips a little bit of a wiggle. And then coming to Balasana, our child's pose, we inhale, find length. On your exhale, begin to forward fold. So pressing the hips to the heels, relax the body down, forehead to the earth. If you find head's a little bit far away from the mat, you can come to rest on a bolster or a pillow, maybe a couple of blocks. Just giving ourselves a moment to reconnect with that breath. If we lost it during the practice, completely normal. And then roll that forehead from left to right. You know the drill. Wake up that third eye. Repeat to yourself out loud in your mind. I am. Welcoming in that power during this new moon phase. The new moon, in comparison to the full moon, is almost like a quiet sense of power, a quiet sense of assertiveness, of confidence. Like the new moon, these sensations, these feelings, these emotions are hidden within us. Doesn't mean that we can't call upon them. They're just quietly sitting there in our space. Now, if you'd like longer in your child's pose to rest, Coven, I invite you to stay here for as long as you need. If you want to keep flowing with me, you're going to press the hands to the mat, roll the body into tabletop, taking a few cat-cow waves here, sorry. Inhale, arch the spine, hips to heels. Exhale, roll it forwards. This time, when you send hips to heels, tuck toes under. Meet me in downward facing dog. Really finding your grounding in down dog, spreading through the hands, gripping the mat with the tops of the fingertips like you're making a claw. Tuck the last rib in and begin to press the hip bones towards the sky. There's a slight softness in the knees here just so we don't push the hamstrings too far, but we'll begin to draw the heels down. Inhale. On your exhale, let's keep flowing. Bring the big toes to touch. We send right leg to the sky, bend the knee off into split dog. Holding it here in split dog. As we inhale. On your exhale, draw right knee into the nose, round into the spine and hold. Before we inhale, send it back to the sky. Yes, exhale, draw knee to the chest this time and step between the thumbs. Making your way into a high lunge, bend deep into the front knee, push into the back heel and pull the arms towards the sky. Inhale. On your exhale, pivot back foot with the back of the mat, roll shoulders away from the ears and come to meet me. God, my front leg is burning. Coming to meet me in a warrior two here, rolling shoulders away from the ears. Wrap left arm behind the back, pull right arm up and overhead, peaceful warrior. Before we roll through center, keep right arm, left arm wrapped behind the back, right elbow, right knee. And come into that gorgeous side angle here. You even have the option to drop the right hand down towards the mat. Beautiful. Press off the front leg, roll the body back in to warrior two. And from here, we're going to windmill the hands down to frame front foot. Step left foot by right and forward fold at the top of your mat. So we inhale, find length. Exhale, start to forward fold, softening the knees ever so slightly. Wrap the arms around the legs. Before we inhale, find length. And then take hold of those blocks once more. Some cat-cow forward folds. When you're ready from here, we inhale, arch the chest. Exhale to curve. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curve. Take it once more. Before we move the blocks out of our way, begin to bend into the knees, roll the body to a full body stretch. Reaching those arms up and overhead. Inhale. Exhale, hands come to prayer, heart center. And we immediately move to tree pose. Shift way over to the right foot and find your tree pose with the left. So you might choose to have, can't see with my trousers, toes to the mat, foot to the ankle, maybe foot to the thigh, or if you have it in your practice, you can begin to tuck that right heel into that kind of groin area on the right hand side. You can choose to stay lifted, or left hand takes hold of that big toe, Ashtangi style, and begin to forward fold here. Oh, I've not done this pose in a while. Ooh. God, this right leg needs to stop shaking because it's not helping my pose. Holding for 3 more breaths wherever you are. As we inhale, And we exhale. If you're in that Ashtangi variation of tree pose, begin to lift the body. And then all together from here, we sweep the arms by our side. Start to lift that left knee up. And we're going to step back into a high lunge. So take a beautiful big step back with that left leg. Pull the arms to the sky. Inhale, find length through the fingertips. Exhale, hands come to frame front foot. Step back to plank. Take your vinyasa, so press off the toes. Lower all the way down. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, hip bones to the sky. Downward facing dog. From here, we sweep left leg to the sky, bend the knee off into split dog, opening up that side body. Ready for a little core crunch? We inhale. Exhale, draw left knee into the chest, round into the spine. Inhale, back to the sky, opening up that side body. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale, draw knee to the chest and step between the thumbs. Come to meet me in high lunge, pulling those arms high to the sky. Find that balance, that strength. And then pivot back foot with the back of the mat. Roll into warrior two, rolling shoulders away from the ears. Wrap right arm behind the back. Pull left arm up and overhead. Peaceful warrior. Keeping that right arm wrapped behind the back, we roll in to our gorgeous side angle. Maybe keeping left elbow, left knee. Maybe dropping the hand down. Beautiful. Unravel the body, come back into warrior two. And then from here, hands come to windmill. Woo, frame front foot. Step all the way to the top of the mat. From here, we soften the knees, wrap your arms around the legs, forward fold. On your next inhale, we find length through the crown of the head and then take hold of the blocks. Final round of cat-cow. Inhale to arch the spine. Exhale to curve. Inhale. And exhale. Maybe it's feeling a little bit easier this time. And taking it once more. Before we move those blocks a little bit out of the way, bend into the knees and roll all the way up to a full body stretch. Inhale, find length. Beautiful. On your exhale, hands to prayer, and we're going to take our tree pose. This time shifting way over to the left foot. Maybe right toe stay to the mat. Maybe you lift up to the ankle, maybe to the thigh. Maybe you have it in your practice to tuck the leg up. Choosing where you'd like to be. What do I think I can do on that side? Finding your chosen balance. If you're in the Ashtangi pose, make sure you're not pushing the hamstrings too far. If you feel any sharp sensations, gently unravel and come to meet in a classic tree pose. 5 more breaths wherever you'd like to be. As we inhale. Beautiful. On your exhale, if you're in Ashtangi tree pose, begin to roll the body up. All together, arms by our side. Lift the right leg up, pointing the toes, and then take a beautiful big step back into that final high lunge. Sinking lovely and deep into that front knee. We inhale. Exhale, hands frame front foot. Step back to plank, final vinyasa, press off the toes. Drop from the top or drop from the knees, but we lower all the way down. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, Hips to the sky, find downward facing dog. Taking a few pedal outs with those legs, pressing one heel down. Press the other. And then when you're ready from here, we're going to gaze between the thumbs. Now, you might have it in your practice to jump to a forward fold. Maybe you take a few little steps. If you'd like to practice jumping, shift all your weight into the hands, bend into the knees, and you want to lift those hips, excuse me, as high as you can take them to the sky. So bend into the knees and lift the hips up, coming into that forward fold. Beginning to bend the knees so much that the sit bones come to the earth, cross the ankles, and we move into a comfortable seated position. Inhale, pull the fingertips to the moon. Exhale, twist over to the left-hand side of your mat. Right hand, left knee. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, twist over to the right-hand side. Hello, best friend. Inhale, back into the center. From here, we're going to extend the legs. Excuse me, best friend. Moving to sit onto those sit bones, having a slight softness in the knees. We're going to come to a forward fold. So inhale to find length. On your exhale, pivot from the hips, excuse me, and start to forward fold here. Remembering the goal is not to touch the toes. The goal is to feel the stretch. Inhale, lift your gaze to the toes. Exhale to roll the body up, bend into that right knee and bring the right foot into the thigh, coming into that hamstring stretch. So wiggle that left hip back just ever so slightly. Inhale, find length. Exhale, forward fold over the left leg. Inhale, lift your gaze to the toes. Beautiful. Begin to roll the body up. This time, we hug right knee to the chest. Step right foot over the left thigh. Inhale, we find length, pulling the left arm to the sky. Exhale, take the outside of the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Now, we don't want to dump all our weight down into the spine and lose that twist. So move onto those right fingertips, maybe coming onto a block to help keep you lifted. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale, untangle from your twist and balance out by opening up the chest to the left-hand side. You might even go one step further and come into a very mini grasshopper by pivoting on the right toes. So the right toes point towards the left-hand side. Press into the left hand and lift the body up. Just stretching out, feeling a gorgeous stretch down the hip flexor. We inhale. Exhale, lower the hips back down to the earth, untangle right leg. Bend left knee to the chest and allow it to fall to one side. Keeping an eye on those hips, pull back on the right hip. As we inhale, find length. Exhale, forward fold. Gently lift your gaze And roll the body up, ready to explore that twist. We bring left knee to the center, step it over the right leg. Inhale to find that length, pulling the right arm to the sky. Exhale, take the outside of the right elbow to the outside of the left knee, keeping that spine lovely and long. Inhale. Exhale, untangle the chest, opening up the twist to the right hand side. And again, you might choose to stay here, or maybe you pivot the left toes to face the right hand side. Right foot falls to the right hand side as you lift into a mini grasshopper. It's quite an intense little hip stretch. Holding for 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hips down. Untangle the legs, and from here we slide hips to heels, roll back into the mat and take a full body stretch. Inhaling to find that length, pull the belly button in and up the ribs. Exhale, slide hands and feet over to the left hand corners of your mat, maybe crossing right ankle over the left here. Imagine you're just breathing into that right lung. Inhale. Exhale, untangle the legs, moving through center, and send hands and feet to the right hand corners. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale, untangle the legs, move the body into the center, and we're going to bend the knees to the chest. Wrapping your arms around the legs, give yourself a rock from side to side. Just massaging the base of the spine to the earth. Maybe you want to add in the kind of middle space of your spine by lifting the shoulders, lifting the head, and keep taking those rocks. Now you can allow the body to roll to one side or extend the legs to the sky, cross the ankles, and give yourself a few rocks forwards and backwards. Coming into a comfortable seated position, sitting on a block, on the sit bones, anything that feels comfortable to you. But we take a beautiful big roll back with those shoulders, hands to the thighs or the knees, and close the eyes. Taking time now to slow the breath, rebalance it. Equal inhales and equal exhales. Before taking once more a big roll back with the shoulders, drop chin to chest, and deepen the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Before allowing the right ear to roll over to the right shoulder. Roll the head through center. Send left ear to the left shoulder. Roll the head back into the center and lift it all the way up. Take a big draw back with the shoulders and take one hand to the heart, placing the other on top. Using our breath now to connect with the energies of the earth, of the heavens, of the world in between. And remind yourself of the mantra that we set at the beginning of today's flow. I am. Maybe choosing to stay with those two words, I am. Or perhaps you choose to complete the sentence, the first thing that pops into your mind, what the universe is trying to tell you. I am ... Saying it to yourself a few times out loud in your mind, but truly feeling the words, setting this intention under the power of this new moon, remembering we are in a new chapter of our journey, both on the mat and off the mat. I am. I am. I am. And then keeping the hands on top of the heart, we close the circle, seal this practice with one final breath together in through the nose. And a beautiful big cleansing sigh all the way out. Bowing head to heart, with love, with gratitude, with blessings to the strength of our mind for bringing us to the practice, to those who joined us in this beautiful online coven, and from me to you, thanking you for allowing me to walk beside you in your yoga journey. I really hope you enjoyed today's new moon practice, a little bit flowy, stretchy, but incredibly strong for the mind, the body, and the soul. If you enjoyed today's flow, I would love to know about it. Comment below, send me a message. But I really hope that you take some time during this new moon in January to set your intentions, to really start to manifest everything that we want. There's so much power in January. It often gets left behind in the kind of dreary weather, but there's so much power, empowerment, and positivity during this month. So embrace it, love it, and yeah, set yourself some gorgeous intentions for the year ahead. But once again, thanking you so much for allowing me to guide you through today's practice, and I look forward to seeing you back on the mat very soon. Blessed be, Coven.